Hello and a very warm welcome. We are diving into the introductory part of part three of the book. All right. So before we begin something new, let's pause and reflect on what have we just experienced. All right. In the last part, we didn't just read the chapter, we saw ourselves. We understood uh, we are not broken, we are blocked. We realize that the addictions is not about substances, it is about longing for peace or longing for emotions, feelings. And most importantly, we understood that everything we are searching for is already within us. Okay? And now we begin a new journey, not of healing alone, but of evolution. So part three, अब हम start करने वाले हैं. This part of the book is called Advancing Consciousness. And this is where things go deeper. This is not just about getting better. This is about becoming higher. And the book says something very important, that is the ego resists change, even if the change is good. फिर से बोलूं, the ego
Yeah.
resists change, even if the change is good. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes, yeah, because it always we always think with ego, oh मैं we always have that, oh मैंने किया है ना. We do not give that credit to like God or anything, isn't it? कहते हैं, मेरा हाउस मेरा, ये नहीं कहते कि भगवान ने दिया है ना.
हम सब चाहते हैं कि हम ग्रो करें. We all want to grow, but something
हम्म
something pulls
हम्म
us back. And वो something जो है ना वो, and the key is not to fight it, but to understand it and gently let go of it. This is the gist, okay? So let me very quickly start sharing the screen so that we can read the introductory part of this part three and understand what is it all about. Part three, Advancing Consciousness. In this section, Dr.
मैम
Hawkins,
करिश्मा मैम आज मैं पढ़ लूं.
हाँ ना पढ़ो,
ओके.
आज पढ़ने का मौका है.
यस.
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Advancing consciousness. In this section, Dr. Hawkins lays out how consciousness advances through the map of consciousness from his extraordinary experience as someone who has journeyed the entire terrain of this chart. Dr. Hawkins gives us principles to follow, practices to work with, and pitfalls to avoid. Many travelers get lost along the way. Without the guidance of a seasoned mariner who has successfully crossed the sea, how would a novice sailor ever make it? Dr. Hawkins has not only given us the map, he has also, in part 3, written out the details of what to watch out for on each leg of the journey and how to navigate its particular challenges. He tells us that, surprisingly, the ego hangs on to what is familiar and resists change. Even if it is wonderful, he therefore walks us through the steps of breaking free from the ego's smallness. Compassion for the ego and its limitations, he says, is crucial. If we condemn the ego in ourselves or others, then we reinforce it. An ego barrier, even one that you have had your entire life, can be transcended instantly if there is a spiritual will to let go. Here is a story from Dr. Hawkins' book Letting Go that illustrates how a single breakthrough can take you through the whole map. This man had been stuck in apathy. I can't dance, really meaning I won't dance. It was a refusal even to try because of extreme self consciousness. In this passage, He uses the technique of letting go of apathy and fear and embracing surrender to open the door to ecstasy. So, do I need to read last two lines?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Illustrative of this progression is the experience of an intelligent, successful, middle aged professional man who all his life had been
Unable to dance.
unable to dance. He wanted to dance in the worst way, and several times during his life had attended dancing classes. But each time he found himself to be stiff, awkward, and self conscious. By sheer willpower, he did manage at times to go through the motions on the dance floor, but never enjoyed it, and always felt ill at ease. His movements felt stiff and calculated, and the whole experience was lacking in satisfaction, doing nothing for his self esteem. After about a year of working with the mechanism of surrender, he was at a party with someone who kept insisting that he get up and dance. You know, I can't dance, he said. Ah, come on and try it. She entreated. She persisted. Figure out your feet. Just watch me and do what my body does. Reluctantly, he agreed, and he kept letting go of his feelings of resistance and anxiety. On the dance floor, he let go completely. In an instant, his inner feelings ascended the scale from apathy to love, and to his amazement, he suddenly began to dance like he had always dreamed of and envied. The realization of I can do it hit him, and he went from love to joy and even to ecstasy. His delight radiated to everyone. Friends stopped to watch. From a state of high joy, he suddenly went into the experience of oneness with his dance partner. He suddenly saw his own self looking out for her eyes and realized that there was actually only one self behind all the individual selves. He and she became telepathically connected. He knew her every step a split second before she took it. They were in perfect harmony and danced as though they had practiced and danced together for years. He could hardly contain his joy. The dancing became effortless and began to happen on its own, without any conscious thought on his part. The longer they danced, the more energy he felt. It was a peak experience that was to change this man's life. He went home that night and danced some more. Freestyle disco dancing had always terrified him more than any other style because there was no form to be memorized. It necessitated spontaneity and a free feeling, which was just what he had specifically been unable to experience previously. At home, he turned on the disco music and began to dance for hours. He watched himself in the mirror, fascinated by the body's surrender and the inner feeling of freedom. All of a sudden, he remembered a previous lifetime in vivid detail. He had been a great dancer, and now he began to remember the specific instructions given to him by his street teachers in that lifetime. When he followed their instructions, the results were amazing. He discovered that there was a vertical gravitational center of equilibrium within himself, and he began to rotate about it in perfect balance. The movement was effortless, and he became merely the witness of the dancing. It was no longer any feeling of I, there was just the joy and the dancing itself. Now he instantly understood the very basis of the Sufi dancing. Uh, sorry, the where was I? There
So,
was just the joy. Okay, Sufi dancing of the whirling dervishes. Their ability to whirl and spin without dizziness or fatigue. That certain state of consciousness ensued from the surrendering of the individual self. The big breakthrough that this man experienced on the dance floor then transferred in itself to many other previously blocked areas of his life. Where, where there had been a limitation, now there was rapid expansion. These changes were very obvious to his friends and family, whose positive feedback increased his self esteem and his desire to keep letting go of the negative feelings and thoughts that had blocked the experience of joy in his life. This experience has been cited in some detail for a number of reasons. It illustrates the map of consciousness. For 50 years, this man had been at the lowest end of the scale in this area of his life, with the accompanying belief, I can't. The inhibition decreased his self esteem and resulted in avoidance. For years, he managed to avoid social affairs where there would be dancing. He was angry at himself for his inhibition, and he would feel angry when anyone tried to get him to dance. In a matter of seconds and minutes, he experienced every emotion of the whole map and went all the way to the top. At that point, there was an emergence of a higher consciousness with a sudden spiritual awareness of a very high order. With higher consciousness came understanding and the release of psychic ability, telepathic communication, synchronicity, and past life recall. As a result, his life showed a behavioral change and its momentum removed an endless series of blocks and limitations. There was a positive social response, and the positive feedback reinforced the growth motivation that was already in progress.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Neha. क्लास हमने
Thank
बड़ी सारी आवाज सुन ली आपकी आज. Thank you for reading that. All right. So let's hear it. Komal, what did you find interesting and beautiful in this part?
Like the example of the person given who was dreading dancing initially.
Who believed
And
I
then,
can't dance?
yeah, and then yeah, I think he was operating from fear.
Mm.
And there was another thing about ego
Mhm.
that, ego familiarity में की वजह से uh, that is the cause of ego. So person wants to stick to the familiar things
It
and
is the resistance. Resistance is equal to ego.
resistance. Yeah. So वही है, then the person raised his consciousness from fear to courage, and then he was able to dance beautifully, and he was able to remember his past life also. He
Amazing,
was
huh?
a good dancer, and you know,
Yes. Amazing. Thank you, Komal, for sharing that. Preeti, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, like ego always resist even if because the change is good, and how we can raise our consciousness and go advance on the map of consciousness. And normally if we are not comfortable with anything, like we say, or sometimes we start making excuses,
Hmm.
oh, like I don't have time to do this.
Hmm.
And but if we because sometimes we just maybe we are fearful and that we will fail in
Hmm.
that particular uh, thing, maybe like or computing or like sometimes like even with yoga, everything, like you need consistency. You need to keep doing it, and then only you will get perfect. And eventually, you will start like enjoying it, and you love it, and you raise from your, like if you were first operating with fear, then you start move on the courage, accept it, and then if you be more resilient, you just move on the level of consciousness. Yeah.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you, Preeti, for sharing that. Hmm. Neha, what would you say?
मैम इसमें ये बताया एग्जाम्पल इज अच्छा है एग्जाम्पल बट इससे थोड़ा सा बेटर और बता सकते थे दैट
Hmm.
व्हाट आई फेल्ट जैसे ना इसमें एग्जाम्पल में तो ये बताया कि जैसे जब उसने लेट गो कर दिया कि विद अ फीलिंग कई बार हमें स्टेज फियर होता है और हमें बहुत तरह का फियर जजमेंट का फियर होता है तो जब उसने पहले तो ही थॉट टू हिमसेल्फ कि नहीं मैं डांस नहीं कर सकता उसको सारे जजमेंट वाला फियर था जो भी था फिर जब उसने रियलाइज करा कि अगर वो लेट गो कर दे इस फियर को इस ईगो को तो उसके बाद जो फीलिंग उस में आया वो थी उसकी मतलब कौन सी सरेंडर वाली फीलिंग तो ही कुड डांस वेरी वेल इनिशियली बहुत ज्यादा उसमें रेजिस्टेंस था
Hmm.
तो ये था और आई कुड रिलेट टू अदर सिचुएशंस एज वेल जैसे कि ना कई बार हम कितना ज़्यादा जैसे आई रिमेम्बर द फेज जब मुझे इंटरव्यू देना होता है जब मैं बहुत ज़्यादा क्रिप कर रही होती हूँ ना कि पता नहीं मैं इंटरव्यू में कैसा करूँगी पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा पता नहीं वो सिलेक्ट करेंगे कि नहीं तो सच में नहीं होता जब मैं बिल्कुल ऐसे करती हूँ ना कि चलो देखते हैं ना लेट अस ट्राई चलो चलो एक बार ट्राई करके देख लेती हूँ होगा तो ठीक है नहीं तो नहीं जब ये करेज वाली फीलिंग आती है ना अंदर से तब वो हो जाता है काम और कई बार वो रेजिस्टेंस आता है हर चीज में तो नहीं होता है
Hmm.
तो वो जब हम लेवल क्रॉस कर जाते हैं एपैथी से जॉय जॉय से आगे एक्सटेसी तो रिजल्ट बहुत अच्छे से आ जाता है
Absolutely.
बहुत सारी सिचुएशंस में
Oh,
हम्म,
I want to ask each one of you,
हाँ
where do you believe that you can't do something? You can't dance, you can't go on the stage and speak, you can't crack an interview, you can't, I don't know what.
यस
Such a beautiful example. I really loved this example, to be honest, because um, so there's a man who believes I can't dance. He tried many times, but he always felt awkward and uncomfortable. So he stopped trying. That belief became his identity. Whatever you believe about yourself becomes your identity, was the first breakthrough. Okay. But फिर एक दिन क्या हुआ? Something changed. He decided कि I'll let go of it. So he stopped controlling himself. He stopped fearing कि what are people going to say. वो क्या सोचेंगे, वो क्या बोलेंगे, how will they be judging me and everything. And he decided to just flow. And in that moment, everything shifted. He didn't just dance, he experienced joy, he experienced freedom, he experienced oneness, and suddenly his belief changed from I can't to I can. That is very, when you let go of your ego to come into that flow state, everything shifts. Why is it some people just do not even bother how are they dancing and they just quit on the dance floor and dance? To be honest, I'll tell you, I am, because this example resonated with me, so I could actually, I felt it in my heart. When I went to the MMI event, so I have a very good friend. She dances very well. She's in fact a Kathak dancer as well. So उसको बहुत शौक है डांस करने का, और आई एम लाइक नहीं 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 नहीं, मुझसे नहीं होगा, एंड दिस लाइक दैट, आई वाज लाइक दैट. And after it was a 3 days event, we stayed at the hotel where the event was happening. And that after the first night, she told me, Karishma, what is stopping you? And I was like, नहीं यार, मैं मोटी हूँ, मैं जैसे भी हिलूंगी लोग देखेंगे, वो क्या सोचेंगे, वो पता नहीं, it is so odd, it is awkward. I don't want to feel funny. And उसने बोला, she told me in that moment कि तुझको पता है कि everybody is thinking the same. I'm like, इतना अच्छा तो डांस करते हैं लोग, इतना अकेले भी जाके स्टेज पे डांस कर लेते हैं टू फॉर द एंटायर रूम कि दैट दे फॉलो देम एंड एवरीथिंग. मुझसे नहीं होगा. शी सेड, नेक्स्ट टाइम जब मैं स्टेज पे जाऊंगी मैं तेरे को लेके जाऊंगी. आई डोंट वांट यू टू रेजिस्ट, आई वांट यू टू कम विद मी ऑन द स्टेज. बेशक स्टेज के एंड में खड़े होके डांस करेगी, पर तू करेगी. आई प्रॉमिस हर. एंड थर्ड डे, फर्स्ट डे तो वैसे निकल गया, रात को मेरे को लेक्चर मिल गया. सेकेंड डे शी टुक मी ऑन द स्टेज. 3-4 बार जाने का मौका मिलता है, चारों बार मैं गई. एंड ऑन द थर्ड डे she didn't even ask me to come on the stage, and I was running on the stage and I was dancing front row. I was like, and I felt so liberated, thinking ki I don't care what people think about. I am here to have my own experience from this event, and I let go of it. जिसको जो सोचना है सोच ले आज. I don't care. And that was such a beautiful moment for me, because from I can't, I shifted to I can. And why did that happen? Because I shed off the layer of ego from myself. ईगो ही है ना जो आपको रेजिस्ट करवा रही कि नहीं यार, लोग क्या सोचेंगे, ओहो मेरे बारे में ऐसे क्यों सोचे लोग. ठीक है यार, कुछ तो लोग सोचेंगे, कुछ तो लोग बोलेंगे, लोगों का काम है क्या है, सोचना, सब कुछ करना. अगर उसकी भी चिंता मैं करूंगी तो फिर उन बेचारों का काम खत्म हो जाएगा. तो let go of. Yes. The problem was never dancing. Problem was always resistance. And when resistance drops, flow begins. अपने आप से genuinely पूछो कि where in my life am I saying. और पता है क्या, द ट्रूथ इज कि जहां पर भी आप आई कांट, आई वोंट, आई एम स्केयर्ड, आई एम रेजिस्टिंग, ब्ला 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 ब्ला, इतनी सारी चीजें यूज करते हो, वो सब shed off only the moment you let go of the ego. Do you want to share what are you trying, what are you resisting, what is that one area where in life you are saying I can't? Do you want to share so that we can actually work on it? And towards the end of the book, third part पे हम पहुंच गए हैं, 2-3 chapters और हैं शायद. So how beautiful would it be if that I can't shifts into I can? If you have the courage, share so that we can work on it together.
मैं तो सोच रही हूँ ऐसा क्या है.
Maybe the next interview.
Yes.
You can do it. Everyone can do it. Preeti, what is it for you?
पहले जैसे किसी पार्टी वगैरह में जाते थे तो मैं आई जस्ट used to avoid dancing because I thought, oh, I can't do it, or because I don't know how to do it, and then I will look awkward. But these days, when we go, I just try to do it, whatever, like
हाँ, बस
जैसे
इतना सही मैं मूव कर लूं, but it's okay. I am moving. I'm not resisting that movement.
at least I'm like joining and enjoying.
Yes.
I'm not like thinking about others ki how are they like because nobody is watching, just feel free and just try to enjoy the moment. Yeah, just try to do that because otherwise I used to say, oh my, मेरी body तो move ही नहीं करती है.
Hmm.
बट आजकल जैसा भी होता है तो आई जस्ट ट्राई टू जॉइन इन.
Wow, that's amazing. Great. So, but what is it that you say that I can't?
I'm learning. Maybe I'll say maybe driving something.
चलो
Ma'am,
कोशिश,
sometimes I'm camera shy.
चलो ऑन करो कैमरा, आज के दिन में ये तो खत्म हो जाएगा। करो ऑन कैमरा, करो चलो जल्दी
जब
से।
एक ग्रुप फोटो होती है मैं भाग जाती हूँ।
हम ग्रुप फोटो लेते ही नहीं है। चलो ऑन करो कैमरा नेहा, इतने
आई
प्यारे
कम
से
ऑन
हो आप।
कैमरा। आऊंगी कैमरा पे भी।
अभी आओ, अभी अभी, ये तो 1 सेकंड का ब्रेकेज है, ये तो 1 सेकंड में ब्रेक होना चाहिए। आज से कोमल हमेशा, सॉरी नेहा हमेशा कैमरा ऑन करके बैठेगी। कार में ड्राइव कर रही है या कुछ भी कर रही है, कान में अपनी ये लगाओ ईयरफोन, चैट में बोलो किस में बोलो, पर कैमरा ऑन करके रखेगी।
मैं तो
बेशक
बस ये बोल के।
फंसेगी नहीं। नेहा, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट स्टक देयर, यू आर गोइंग टू रिलीज इट फ्रॉम देयर।
Yeah.
या
ठीक है, कल कल पक्का मैं कैमरा ऑन
थोड़ा
करके
सा
करूँ।
ऑन करके देखो, थोड़ा सा, 1 सेकंड के लिए,
अभी
एंड
तो
देन
मैं
स्विच
बहुत
इट ऑफ।
रिलैक्स्ड बैठी
इट्स
हूँ।
ओके, मैं लेट के भी बात कर सकती हूँ। चलो ऑन करो। ये तो बुक रीडिंग क्लब तो बनाया ही इसलिए था, विद इन इंटेंशन की नाइट सूट में भी बैठ के कर सकूं। आई डोंट वेयर
अच्छा।
एनी ज्वेलरी, आई डोंट वेयर एनी मेकअप, सिर्फ एक
या
लिपस्टिक लगाती हूँ, आ जाती हूँ कि चल यार थोड़ा सा प्रेजेंटेबल हो जाएगा। सब तो कैमरा बंद करके बैठेंगे, मेरे को अपनी शक्ल तो देखने में अच्छी लगनी चाहिए।
अरे आप वैसे ही सुंदर हो।
हम्म। चलो चलो 1 सेकंड के लिए ऑन करो, आज ही तोड़ेंगे इस रेजिस्टेंस को। तो स्विच इट ऑन एंड स्विच इट ऑफ, बस इतना करना है, 2 सेकेंड्स।
कल से करूंगी हम पक्का पूरा।
5, 4, 3, 2
अभी देख।
and 1। Open the camera now. Now, Neha. Yes! ऑन हुआ था, कैमरा ऑन हुआ था, वंडरफुल। हमको नेहा नहीं दिखी, बट हाँ हमारे को उसकी वॉल दिखी थी।
अच्छा, करूंगी अब से पक्का कल से।
अमेजिंग, वेरी गुड। Komal, do you want to share what in life do you say to I can't?
Right now, I'm working on, uh, like, I'm giving, you know, fragmented attention
Mm-hmm.
to whatever I do. Like, uh, see, as you know, I'm working from home. So there are many aspects of life I need to handle
Mm-hmm.
at the same time. So, I mean, I enjoy doing that. At the end of the day, things get completed. But yes, fragmented attention. I can't focus on one thing. कि हाँ ये कहते हैं ना टाइम ब्लॉक दिस
Hmm. पर
सो
आपको पता है कि इफ यू फोकस ऑन वन थिंग फुली, इट गेट्स कंप्लीटेड मोर क्विकली। एक दिन अपने आप को अलाउ कर दो कि कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ा देर वेर होने दो। एक दिन अलाउ करके देखो अपने आप को कि एक चीज को एक टाइम पे करके फिर आगे बढ़ो।
वही अभी थोड़ा सा थॉट प्रोसेस वही चल रहा है तो कि वैसे मुझे आई एंजॉय अब क्या आदत हो गई है ना सो बट आई वांट टू ट्राई द अदर वे आल्सो मे बी
Start with one thing. Whenever I will be doing the cooking, I will 100% concentrate on cooking only. Start with the very small thing. Maybe when I'm in shower, I'm not going to think about anything, but I will be present in the shower. That is the shortest time कि किसी चीज को लगता है शायद, right? Try with that and see how does it feel, right? धीरे धीरे you can expand on it.
एक्चुअली मेरा क्या है कि मेरा ना इट्स मोर इनटू प्लानिंग, मतलब आई हैव टू गेट थिंग्स डन, सो मेरा माइंड इज ऑलवेज
Mind is
थॉट, ये
always in the
अच्छा ये
thoughts.
थॉट एंड थॉट प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ कि अच्छा ये ऐसे होगा ये ऐसे होगा, सो
I understand that. And you
मतलब
know
एट द
what? Why
सेम
does that
टाइम
happen?
टू मेनी थिंग्स.
That happens because you do not write it down. जब
यस.
तक it is not on pen and paper, you will keep thinking and planning. अच्छा अब तो ये हो गया ना, चल ऐसा करती हूँ, इसके बाद ना ये कर लेती हूँ, इसके बाद फिर ये कर लूंगी, फिर ये कर लूंगी. अब फिर जब नेक्स्ट सेकंड चीज खत्म होती है तब आपका दिमाग उसके खत्म होने से पहले ही फिर प्लान करना शुरू होता है, इसके बाद अब कौन सा चीज पहले करूँ, बताइए जरा जरा दिमाग, है ना. But when you write every night before going to sleep, tomorrow these are the 5 tasks that I need to do, and this is the time slot I need to complete this task. You will see that less of planning will happen in your head. ये जो लिख दिया मेरे को तो वही करना है, वैसे ही करना है, बस बात खत्म. Unless and until there is some emergency that.
Like my official work that is planned,
हाँ वो तो
but
होगा ही
there
ना,
are
ऑफिस
so
है.
many other things. वो तो non-stop ना mind में चलता रहता है planning.
या उसी के लिए बोला, मेरा मेरे मेरा मतलब पक्का फिक्स्ड है कि मेरे को आराम से 10 बजे तक, 10 बजे किचन में घुसना है. उससे पहले आई विल रिलैक्स, आई विल गेट अप लेट. मुझको 10 के 11 बज सकते हैं, 10 बजे से पहले आई एम नॉट एंटरिंग द किचन. मेरे को रिलैक्स होके आराम से अपने हस्बैंड के साथ बैठना है, चाय पीनी है, मेरे को ये करना है, मेरे को गप्पे मारनी है, ये करना है. जब मैं पूरी ऐसे इससे हो जाऊंगी कि हाँ हो गया मेरा, अब जल्दी से किचन में जाओ क्योंकि 1 बजे बुक रीडिंग क्लब है, आई गो, आई कुक विद इन 30 to 45 minutes. उसके बाद जो बच गया, छोड़ दिया. अभी 2 बजे 3 बजे आके देखेंगे.
Yes.
Every part of your life needs time, your energy. ट्राई करके देखो, यू नेवर नो विच व्हाट वर्क्स बेस्ट फॉर यू.
Mm.
So for me, the other day we went to, I told you I went to my mom's house, and वहां पे मैंने अपने पापा को बोला गाना गा के सुनाओ. I really love people who sing. Okay. Oh, by the way, when I was sharing that last weekend, I got an opportunity to visit a place where all the IS officers and all of that were had an event of singing, and I attended that, and I was like, oh wow! I really love, I appreciate that art. You know the way the kind of balance you need to sing a particular song. So. Uh, but I always say that I can't. मैं नहीं गा सकती हूँ, बट मेरे को बहुत मजा आता है लोगों को गाता हुआ सुन के. But that day when I came back from my mom's house, I told my dad, Papa, there has to be one song that I want you to sing for mommy. And my dad was like, अब कहाँ गाएंगे अब. मैंने कहा नहीं जी, आज तो आप, अब नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं आपके घर फुल डे स्पेंड करने ही उस दिन आऊंगी जब आपको वो गाना प्रिपेयर हो जाएगा. आई डोंट नो व्हाट यू डू विद इट. एंड देन माय डैड इज लाइक, ओके द चैलेंज गोस टू यू एज वेल. You are also going to go dedicate a song to somebody, maybe your husband, maybe your parents, maybe your brothers, or जिसको भी डेडिकेट करना है, कोई एक गाना तू भी बनाए. आई वाज लाइक हाँ ठीक है. पहले पहले दिन मैं घर आई, मैंने ये लाइक दिस इन दिस रूम ओनली आई वाज सिटिंग. आई ओपन द this lyrics of the song, and I started you know singing at the full, मतलब मेरा जो भी अपनी वॉल्यूम होगी उस पे. एंड माय चाइल्ड केम फ्रॉम द अदर रूम, मम्मी क्या हो गया, बस करो, कौन सा राग पढ़ रहे हो. चुप कर, तो मुझको सीखना है. It was funny. It was funny, but then it does take courage. It is beautiful. So I also remember, because my husband knows that I really love people singing. So there was a vacation last year, no, last to last year, when we went for a vacation. So he sang a song for me. He does not sing, but he has good sense of music. So he understands कि ये ऐसे ऐसे चल रहा है, ये अंतरा है, ये blah blah blah. So he has a friend with whom he sang, And I was all in tears कि oh मेरे पति ने मेरे लिए गाना गाया, oh my god, and I don't even remember what song it was, by the way.
खुशी के
But
आंसू
Mm.
खुशी के
I
आंसू
was so happy that day. I was like, this is the best gift I could have ever got. But उसके अगले रात को there was again, we were partying there, we were on vacation, so there were some guests we had called, and they all were singing. There was this girl who did not know how to sing, but then she also showed the courage कि हाँ मेरे को दिखा दो क्या गाना है, I will try. And that time as well I did not try because I said I can't. तो अब now I'm looking forward to कि एटलीस्ट एक गाना तो गाना आना चाहिए जिंदगी में, because I love people who sing. तो एटलीस्ट मुझको भी अपने आप से इतनी एक्सपेक्टेशन रखनी जायज है कि आई शुड बी एबल टू एटलीस्ट सिंग वन सॉन्ग if I ever get that kind of opportunity again. कि अच्छा ठीक है मैं ये वाला गाना गाने की कोशिश करती, इतना तो करना चाहिए, राइट? तो अब मैंने ये आप सबके सामने कमिट कर दिया, तो आई विल एक्चुअली वर्क ऑन इट एंड आई विल इंशाल्लाह सिंग समडे एटलीस्ट वन सॉन्ग.
Karaoke try करो.
हाँ हाँ वही मतलब वो they also sing on karaoke whatever it is.
Karaoke हाँ वो read
तो
करके ना get
हाँ
the
वो
lyrics
ला
and
ला 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 का भी उसका लिरिक्स लिखा होता है and then everything. But
mm,
yes, whatever you feel that you can't, this is the time that tell yourself, yes, I can. Whatever I put my head on to, I can do it. Right? So this is my thinking I can't and I will do it. Okay. That's it. From tomorrow, we will be diving into chapter number 7. And this chapter, I'll tell you what does it talk about. It talks about transcending the barriers to higher consciousness. Wow. It is going to be something related to spirituality and all. And okay, we shall meet tomorrow at 10 p.m. Till then, take good care of yourself. God bless each one of you and lots of love. Mwah. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Karishma. Good night, all.
Good night.
bye Karishma. Good night everyone.